I'd like to call to order this meeting of the Monongalia County Commission for June 7th, 2017. Please note for the record that all commissioners are present. Would you please rise for a moment of silent meditation and then the pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, let's begin with consent and approval. Arnetta.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have 4 exonerations for $3,397.28. Vouchers for General County, $107,898.88. 911 cash, $819.05. Chestnut Ridge Park, $3103.57. Camp Muffley, $3872.72. Mason-Dixon Park, $5682.08. Assessor's valuation, $2,036.62. Purchasing card vouchers, $12,828.30. Magistrate Court, $2636. 911, $1923.61. Home Confinement, $7408.52. Chestnut Ridge Park, $750.43. Camp Muffley, $83.31. Mason-Dixon Park, $4392.91. Assessor's valuation, $301.10, for a voucher total of $151,127.46. Budget revision for law enforcement overtime for a reimbursement check that was received for $7,507. Position vacancies for boards and authorities: the Board of Zoning Appeals for the Western Planning District, Planning Commission, the Mon County Historic Landmarks Commission, the Mon County Board of Health. One position will expire on June the 30th. Fiduciary orders for June the 7th, 2017.
Thank you.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Introduction of new employees and personnel changes. I believe Kat is up first. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations on the new chambers. I haven't seen them yet. I need to introduce Alex Van Nest and Dalton Miller. Both are hired as lifeguards at $9.25 an hour. They started last week and last Monday, respectively. Due to prior engagements, neither could make it to the meeting. But we have lifeguards. They're both working 30-plus hours a week, so we will only need 2 lifeguards to be able to cover 7 days a week at the pond and swimming beach.
Excellent.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anything else to report while you're here?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. And next, Candy McCauley.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You met April George in the past for my part-time position. She has resigned to take a full-time position, and I have with me today Julie Moss, and I would like to have approval to hire her in that place.
Move for approval.
Second.
All in favor? Properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Thank you.
Aye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome indeed. Carrie?
I'm not Carrie,
So-
but
I was gonna
say.
I'm standing in for Carrie today
That's all right.
due to the county commission, the meeting that she's at today. We have 4 part-time employees that we would like to introduce today. The first one is for approval is Haley Posey, effective June 1st. Sarah Hanna, effective June 1st. Thomas Kirillonsky Jr., effective June 1st, and Rachel Nichols, effective June 5th. And we would like to have your approval. And they will be working part-time.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded for approval of employment. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you
Was there
very
any
much.
reason
Thank
why she, poor Rachel, starts June 5th and not June 1st?
I'm not really sure.
Oh, I was just wondering, okay.
Yeah, I just,
It just was how
I think
the
it's just how it
hiring
worked on
worked
the,
out?
worked
Okay.
on the schedule for them.
Okay.
But yeah, so.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem, no worries. And that will be all, and maybe we be excused to go back
Yes,
to
you
our
may.
office.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very
Welcome,
much.
and we'll see you around the courthouse.
Yeah. Thank you. Next, we'll open comments from the public. We are now open. Comments from the public. If somebody wishes to step forward to the podium, address and identify themselves. Hearing none, we will close comments from the public. Correspondence. Renetta.
Grants. No grants.
Oh, Colleen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to skip.
Here I am.
There's walls there. You
Yeah.
can't sit.
I know. I have the reimbursement request for VOCA in the amount of $4,195.54.
Move for approval?
Second.
Been properly moved and seconded for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
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 It's so far back. I'm still not used, you're just so far back, I'm sorry.
Okay. Thank you. All right, now, let's move on to correspondence. Sorry, thank you, Sean. Renetta?
Yes, sir, we've gotten a request from Joe Camp, who's the president of the Citizens Bank of Morgantown. He is asking for the release of $500,000 bond, a partial security bond of deposit that the Citizens Bank holds for the county commission. There's a cap on those for $1 million, and it's exceeded that, so they
Yes.
just need to release
We
part
just
of
keep
it.
it at that
Yeah.
level, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Move for approval?
Second with discussion.
Okay.
Can you,
Properly moved and seconded.
being the new guy, can you tell me what this is for? Or-
We're required to hold deposit, security on deposit at banks. I think we have maybe another, do you know, Kelly? If we have more than one, we have securities in other banks, correct?
Right, any banks that hold county money, they're
Okay.
required by state code, they are required by state code to collateralize those.
Okay.
So, when the deposits fall below the bond that they've placed, then they ask to release that so that they can use that for other entities, and it's not required to secure our money.
Gotcha. Okay. I appreciate it.
Been properly moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any other correspondence?
Yes.
Okay.
Received a letter from a citizen, it's about the Dish Network letter that we read in the record last week. Please know that not all Dish subscribers are unhappy with the Pittsburgh channels as our local channels. I do not want to have the Clarksburg channels to become my local channels. I rarely watch channels 5 and/or 12 when I got them via an antenna. When you continue your negotiations with Dish, please find a way to allow those of us who will be unhappy with the Clarksburg channels to stay with the Pittsburgh channels. Lisa Ann Gresco.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other?
Yes, received a letter from Paul Brake, the city manager of Morgantown, about the public hearing they are having on a proposed amendment to the project plan for the redevelopment district number 3 TIF district. I believe this is the Sunnyside TIF.
Yes.
They are having a public hearing on June the 20th at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
And it says that materials are available for review at the office of the clerk of the city of Morgantown.
Okay, good. Is that it?
One more.
Oh, okay.
We've got the third quarter levy report from the Mountaineer United Soccer Club. Just
Okay.
putting that in the record.
Okay,
That's all.
good. Unfinished business, do we have any? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. First is to provide financial support for WVU Children's Hospital event on June 11, 2017 at our Monongalia County Ballpark.
I move that we place $1,500 to the WVU, to the event, and then I'll explain from where, yeah.
Second.
Okay.
And basically, this comes from the agreement that we have with the park, that we have $25,000 to be used for events, for community events. And I'm hoping that, we can find some other funds for them. But we would like to continue this and promote events at the ballpark, so for more community events. I think it's a great program.
Tom, the initial request is $3,000 for cleanup expenses.
Right.
And you anticipate getting the other 15, but so we don't have to come back to,
Well, I have just learned as I walked into the room that the $1,500 is not available. I'm more than willing to put the $3,000, but since we had only talked about $1,500, I didn't want to go more than the $1,500 at this time.
Well, that was a best, I mean, at
Okay.
that time, they were asking for
Okay,
three.
okay, then let's go up to $3,000, have it up to 3,000.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Up to
Second.
3,000.
All right. It's been properly moved and seconded that we advance $3,000
Okay.
towards this event. All in favor?
Aye. Thank you.
Okay. Well, rather than coming back.
Right, okay, I didn't want to step out of
It
line.
is unfortunate that we can't get matching funds.
Yes.
Second, to consider request by the sheriff to order 3 new vehicles to replace 3 that were recently damaged and unrepairable.
Move to consider the replacement of 3 new police vehicles.
Second?
It's been properly moved in second for the replacement of these 3 damaged vehicles. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Discussion and possible approval for releasing a request for proposal for website design services for the county commission. We have spoken at length during the course of the 2 years and 5 months that I have been in this chamber about a redesign. This is something that just in keeping with the meeting room that we have. We need to make the public the best we can have for the public. So I think a redesign of the website would be a good thing. I'll entertain discussion. We do have one change, I think, on the,
Move for approval,
And second.
then discussion.
Yes, I did look that over, and there was, there was one section in there, and to clarify, what we're looking for is we're looking for qualified sources.
yes.
So then, once we have people that submit their qualifications, then we'll go further with
A bid process.
with the
Yes.
bid process to find somebody to renew our website. But the only change I had to the actual RFP, it was a little restrictive where it pointed them to a certain technology, and we struck that to make it so they propose whatever, it's a CMS, customer or content management system. So they could propose whatever one they wanted. With the end objective being whatever's the easiest and user-friendly for the people that have to update it so we can keep it current. So that was the only change I had.
Do you
No,
want to
and-
make a clarification of the motion from proposal to qualifications?
I'll amend it, so moved. If you
All right.
second.
Okay.
To publish the request for qualifications.
Yes, qualifications instead of
Qualifications.
proposal. Yes, okay. This properly moved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Lastly, an amendment to the rules of procedure for Monongalia County Commission.
I'll move to table this until next week.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second to table this. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Any other new business?
No, sir.
Reports from elected officials.
This is a summer vacation.
Okay. Hearing none, reports from county commissioners. Sean?
I won't take up a lot of time. It's a slow, it's one of those down weeks where you have really busy weeks like last week. And then this week, the only other meeting outside of this meeting I have is a Development Authority meeting on Thursday. Obviously, summer's here, school's out. That's smacking me right in the face because my kids are, now they've got a whole different slew of events that they're participating in. But one of the things that I would like to mention is I'd like to congratulate the West Virginia University baseball team. And it was very exciting watching them through the weekend. And in the immortal words of Jack Fleming, who swore that the NCAA was out to get W. There was a couple times when I thought things were a little bit, they got a little bit of a home cooking, but they did us proud. They took one of the best baseball teams in the country. They knew that they were in a game, and it's done a wonderful thing Coach Macy's done a wonderful thing to the program here, and a big part of that is the ballpark. The ballpark has pushed that, and Coach Macy has pushed that team to the limits where the future looks really bright, and I think we'd be remiss with their season in this weekend without congratulating them. That's all I have.
Okay, yeah, also good news. I'm very excited to say that as part of the county commissioners have allowed me to collect the roads that may need to be repaired or repaved. And what we have done is we send another list of 52 roads, and Mr. Williams has now taken over Ray Urs, who had retired, and he is graciously is planning to come on July 5th at 1:30 to meet with us to discuss about priorities and how DOH works, and hopefully by then, there will be a budget, so we'll be able to clarify. I did want to say one thing that concerned me, that he's very concerned about. Rayers had agreed to bring in hire some temporary individuals, and they can't find any. People are not applying for those positions. So he's very concerned about that. He did say that they are down in numbers, but that's what we're going to talk about and discuss. But I think it's real important that I believe the relationship with DOH and the county commission has really gone to the positive. We realize the concerns, and hopefully the state legislature will fund it correctly so we can get these roads done. The other thing I just want to quickly say is I was fortunate last week. I had not been to the Milan Miracle Field, and Cheat Lake Rotary had a barbecue for the 4 teams, and then we watched the games. Sometimes we forget about the things that this community does for each other, and I'm sure some of you have been out there. I hadn't been out there since the first day. But the Milan Miracle Field, to watch those kids play, to watch the positive, I was a little concerned, what was going to be like, but the positive effect it had on the kids, the parents, the community. It's a great thing that I would hope others would go out, and I think it's just a tremendous program. And I want to thank the community and the National Baseball Association that helped provide the funds. And it was just something that is another positive niche in our Monongalia County community, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Now I'm going to embarrass you and ask you if you've been to the fair.
Actually,
okay.
I've been 2 years ago.
Thank you.
In fair's fair. I have not, I was
It's
not
all
at the
right.
fair last year. This year, I'm going to be on vacation again.
But I am going to the 4-H dinner,
I
so.
would have mentioned
yeah.
that, but
Okay, good.
because my first report is that I did meet with WVU, Milan Park, and the Fair Board on Thursday.
Oh, okay.
These were discussions of what is going to be projected as what's going to happen with Milan Park. And we were all stakeholders there, so I think you're going to see some really more exciting things coming to the park itself. Not just the fair, but more fields and some other, they're going to redesign some of the fields that they have right now. So there's going to be a redevelopment of some areas and more development in other areas. So yesterday, Renetta and I attended the legislative roundup. That was held at Stonewall Resort, just to see what was the effect of what had happened and transpired at the state level, what they're looking for hopefully next session. Met with Main Street in Morgantown in the afternoon as one of the stakeholders in the development of Morgantown. So they're trying to gather a plan that they can apply to this development. And lastly, on Sunday, I hope that we all got invitations. They'll be at Camp Monthly for dinner with younger campers at 4-H camp. I believe we have 175. This is a record. That's as many as the camp will hold. Thanks again to Mr. Doyle and his crew. Big Log Cabin is another cabin that has been refurbished, opened, and is ready for occupancy and passed inspection. So thank you all. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Properly moved and second to adjourn. We're adjourned.